Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm Kendra, my fellow fake friends and followers, and my health members and subscribers. This is your helper leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking Fango 27. How's everyone doing today? So, last week was Hannah Montana's 20th anniversary special, and I feel like discussing with all of you who are Hannah Montana fans like myself, and I hope you guys really enjoy this video. And before I do discuss this, you guys, I have nothing against Miley or her family, her co-stars, none of it. I just want to have my opinion on how the anniversary special went, and I just want to say that I thought it would be cool to see, familiar faces, even though we may see them on the purple carpet, that is, doing press tours or whatnot. But I have my own take on it. Since everyone on YouTube is now discussing about their opinions, now it's my turn to discuss it. Since I'm a big, huge Hannah Montana fan, and by the way, you guys, if you guys haven't seen me, make my face debut, that is. I did attend, last week as well to the Hannah Montana 20th special, pop up in New York City. And I gotta say, guys, being in that line and, just a quick notice, the line was very long. Like, it just went all around the block. You can see this video right now, this very moment. That, yes, it was, it took forever and hardly anyone tried to get in. It was a 2-day thing. And what I got, as a gift bag, which is so cool, you get to do all these fun activities such as the photo ops, the Polaroid camera. You have to pose a certain way with the microphone. We got to experience the whole closet, how Hannah Montana's iconic closet through the episode, that is. And the goodie bags I mentioned, right? It is mostly makeup products. You get two mascaras, an eyeliner, you get lipstick and a blush. And I gotta say that for, a decent quality product, and this is coming from Maybelline, not sponsored by them, by the way, but I love their products, by the way. I kind of use them, wherever I go out, with my friends. And speaking of friends, as I was waiting in line, I got to meet incredible new people. And I gotta say, anyone that was in line with me, and you guys probably see me already by, my face already, since I don't show my face on YouTube, that is. I want to say that it was a great opportunity to see you guys. You guys are amazing, and I hope I see you guys, maybe to hang out or grab a coffee or something, or even just, just spend time with each other. And other than that, you guys, I just feel like that experience was wonderful, especially like celebrating this wonderful, throwback, especially for us, young people get to like have something in common. And plus, we love Miley Cyrus. We like to have that kind of experience of Hannah Montana. The whole, iconic, persona like Miley Cyrus, that is. And we know very sure that she's very talented and very skilled. But enough of me, rambling, right, about this wonderful pop up in New York. I'm ready to discuss this incredible anniversary documentary special. And I have my own take on it because since YouTube, has decided to like show this through, everyone else's channel, so I wonder how people react to my opinion about this. And I'm not being hateful or, opinionated based on what just happened. I did see bits and pieces, and unfortunately, it's on Disney Plus, which I don't have. But lucky enough, I get to see, scene by scene, as you guys can see from beside my avatar, that is, without getting any copyrighted. But by frame, right, on still images, right, you can see who is in the appearance so far. So I'm ready to, discuss this what just happened within the anniversary special. Alrighty, guys. So you guys ready? But before I do discuss this, you guys, like I said, all my videos, if you guys really enjoy this, don't to like this video, share this with friends and family, as well as subscribe to be part of my Hellfire Club. Alrighty, guys. And please check the description down below to follow my social media platforms, as well as subscribe to Kind Kennedy, guys. Please check out his latest live stream on Code Vein number 2. Not the first one, but number 2, okay? So you can keep up with all Kime's gameplays or walkthroughs, that is, and check out his, unboxing videos. And not to mention, you guys, if you guys are around the area, where he lives, or better yet, if you guys know any little agents, please give Kime a contact. You can always follow him on his social media platforms. And I gotta say, guys, Kime is an incredible artist, and not to mention a magnificent writer. So if you guys have time, please do the huge favor for Kime and see if you can get a literary agent for him to get his book published. and the book he's trying to get published, that is called The Red Scarlet Violin. It's very, worth, you to read. And I gotta say, he's trying to get a lot of bookstores to check out his book, okay, guys? So give Kaim a chance and give him a shout out. And it's coming from me, by the way, Maggie Negan, okay? So good luck, Kaim. I wish you all the best, okay? So let's get back to the whole Hannah Montana 20, anniversary special, shall we, guys? So the people who technically showed up to this wonderful anniversary was, Miley's mom and dad. We had, Amber and Ashley. We had Rico, and we had Jake, and of course, we had, a lot of familiar faces as well. Not to mention Jackson, right? So, for whatever reason, those, people who did show up for the red carpet, that's purple, that is, right? That attended for the anniversary special was those guys, right? But for the special itself, it was just mostly her parents. Then we had a podcast star named, I guess, Alex Cooper, that's her name is, I believe. Then all of a sudden we had Chappelle Ronan or whatever her name is, the chick that started a big controversy where she kind of yelled at an 11-year-old little girl who's the daughter of a famous soccer player, which caused a lot of controversy. Like I said, like it was bringing headlines, and she has some issues towards fans thinking that they're harassing her when clearly they're just asking for autographs. I mean, girl, like you only have one single. That's it. Nobody knows who you are. Unfortunately, you just wear these provocative clothing showing your chest, thinking that you're entitled. So climb down the high horse and come back to reality because you're not all that. You're just in your early 20s creating diva problems. And another person that decided to make a cameo was Selena Gomez, who was in Hannah Montana for only 2 episodes throughout the series of Hannah Montana. And they were just talking, this and that. And what's unfortunate, right? And you guys can agree with this, right? That the two best friends who were supposed to be there with Miley, unfortunately couldn't make it. And those guys are Emily Osment, who plays Lily Trescott, and Mitchell Moser, who plays Oliver, Oaken, right? So you're probably wondering where those two are. So Emily just put it on a statement on Instagram, and Miley can vouch for both of them, that is, right? That they couldn't make it, right? So, for starters, Emily Osmond posted this on Instagram. You guys can see, and you guys can read it so far, right? That the reason why she couldn't make it or attend to the anniversary premiere, that is, right? And also to the whole scenario to be on set was because she was doing another TV show. You guys, the whole spin-off of Young Sheldon and The Big Bang Theory, right? So she had to work on that because apparently CBS Studios couldn't like get her like be in the carpet or be attending to the anniversary special because apparently she was doing something with the filming and it was a tight schedule, so she couldn't make it. So instead of her being there, she just put out this statement. You guys can see it. So she just appreciates Miley, her co stars, along with Mitchell, Billy Ray, Jason Earls, and everyone else, right? And as for Mitchell Musso, who plays Oliver Oaken, he said the same thing, how much he appreciates the fans, Miley, etc., etc. And that's could be more understandable that is, because Mitchell Musso, as you guys know, he has a history, meaning that he kind of like has some, problems behind the scenes, meaning he had a DUI, and he said that he also had an issue with stealing a bag of chips at a hotel room, and he didn't know it was a crime to steal like snacks in a little snack bar, apparently, right? Which is really strange for some young guy like him who was in his early 20s or 30s, stealing snacks at a hotel room, which clearly I didn't know it was a crime to begin with, right? So he already put out his statement on Instagram. You guys can see he appreciated the fandom, Miley, everyone in that studio that is in Disney, and so on and so forth, right? So what gets me is that I understand that those two couldn't make it because, it seems that, they have better things to do in life, which respectfully they cannot make it. But I'm trying to figure out that how could it be possible when they live in the same district in LA? I mean, couldn't they just like, I don't know, like fit a schedule stamp where they can at least have, I don't know, have a better schedule to set for both Emily and Mitchell to do the anniversary special, because it should be not be a big hassle, right? But unfortunately, knowing Disney, they just put whatever goes their way, and they say, "Hey, look, you just do A, B, and C, and wherever it fits you, it's whatever." You know what I mean? And the only people that did show up was mostly like Miley's parents, like I said earlier, and they were just going over the script, going over old photos of Miley doing her like photo ops and her try on wig tests, her audition tapes, going over so many other things, right? And like I said, whatever reason, those two other females, like, Ronan and, Alex Cooper, they had nothing to do with Hannah Montana whatsoever. At first, I'm saying, maybe they just are like made a, cameo. Maybe they were, guest, people, I guess, doing that little scene with Miley. They were probably little extras, in the show. No, they were just, like fans of the show, which clearly took mostly an hour or less just to like talk with Miley, which is a totally waste of time. That is right. And then Miley does her big number. She starts singing her iconic song, the both of two worlds. That is right, best of two worlds. Apparently, that's her iconic song from the opening sequence of Hannah Montana. And we see all the fans. We mostly see a lot of YouTubers making their cameo appearance with Miley doing her concert tour of that music video. But overall, from my understanding, right, I just feel like with this timestamp, which is only what 59 minutes, I guess, it just like took too long. Meaning, like it was just mostly focusing on Miley, talking about how she really is, remembering how Hannah Montana make a huge impact. It was just showing different types of magazine covers, how she was like an icon, little girls like my age and people in their teens, know Miley very well, so forth. And to be honest with you, I mean that's cute and all, in my opinion, but I wish they could at least, do something with the former cast. You know what I mean? They could at least, squeeze in the schedule for both Emily and Mitchell to sit on the couch, look over some old photos, and not to mention, what bothers me is that they couldn't at least invited, I forgot her name, the woman that plays the Mima for Miley's and Jackson's grandmother, that is, she was not there. Apparently, I think her name was like Vicky Lawrence, I believe. She was not there. Dolly Parton was never there. I think with her scheduling, with her working on Dolly World and her own music tour, that's understandable. But she did wish the best for Miley. We hardly see anybody. And not to mention what's even much crazier is that we hardly see like Roxy, like Miley's security guard, like the funny woman that say that she has eyes of Puma and that kind of thing, We don't see her in the anniversary special, which is kind of strange. At least she was like reunited with Jason Earls for this little scene on Instagram, which is very cute. It's like a nice little reunion, but apparently she didn't make it to the special, which is kind of like sad. And another person that didn't make it to the special was Jake, played by Cody Lindley, I believe. And of course, Jesse was not there because apparently, for whatever reason, like his so called wife apparently has something with Miley, started getting jealous, and everyone's going after the guy who plays, his wife, that is. And I can understand why fans are now like going after his wife for apparent reason, thinking that she was jealous of Miley. She has some grudge or something like that. It went nuts, you guys. It really, is going at a spiral, that is, right? But other than that, you guys, I just feel like this special, was not really a special. It was just more like Miley just looking at the set. She was just talking with her family, mostly talking with, a podcaster who has nothing to do with Hannah Montana. She invited a singer who was just only a fan of the show. I didn't know why, because it was like, okay, you just invited a random chick to just talk with you in your closet or whatever. Then all of a sudden you have a small, get together with Selena. Okay, what Selena's character was only in what 2 episodes, that is. And shockingly, we haven't seen any of the, people being participated at all. Not just only like Amber and Ashley, that is, which is only the main girls of the show. At least they get along with Miley very well. They didn't bother to like have a debut as well. They just came for the red carpet appearance, which is kind of strange. That is, and another person that didn't make her debut, right, is the girl with the nasally voice. If you guys remember her, she was not there either. So we are getting just like an average special for Miley. And if I could rate this special, that is, and I know it's kind of harsh, and I don't mean disrespect to Miley. I love the show. I did like the special from seeing bits and pieces of it. I give it a. I hate to do this, right? I can give it like a 1.5, maybe 2, just to be nice, because it just feels like without the iconic co-stars, meaning the best friends in the show, not to mention with all the iconic, cast and crew being part of it, it just seems like it was just focusing on Miley. That's all it does, right? And I get it. She's the main star. She plays, different, she makes it the same character. She just has, a double life. That's all, right? But you can at least invite everyone else. But understandable. It's just that not everyone can fit the schedule. Everyone's so busy with their own life, which I could respect that. I do. That's what actors and actresses have to deal with in life. They have personal lives like, the girl who plays Ashley, she has a little girl, right? She has a daughter in her life, right? I seen it on TikTok, right? Then Amber's doing her modeling career or just doing something, with her personal life, that is. Same thing with Jackson, same thing with Rico, same thing with Jesse, Jake, everybody. That's totally understandable. But it would be great to have everyone involved. But I don't know what to say at this point. I just feel like this special was not just, everyone getting back together. It was just like, okay, you know, you're just bringing old memories back. So what? Is that all we're gonna see nowadays? We're going to see magazine covers. We're going to see random people talking with Miley. It was just a regular interview. It was not really a reunion special, fortunately. So that's my opinion. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below if you guys seen the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special on Disney Plus or on Hulu. Please let me know in the comment section. And what do you guys think of it? I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Alrighty, guys? And another thing too, you guys, if you guys really enjoy this video, to like this video, share it with friends and family, as well as subscribe, alrighty guys? And don't forget to follow my social media platforms down in the description down below, and check out Kyle Kenner, alright guys? So I want to tell you guys thank you so much for watching, and for those who, again, like I said, if you guys, were in the anniversary special, pop up in New York, this is me, Maggie Negan, you guys already seen my face already. But other than that, I hope you guys really like this video, okay? I have nothing against the specials, so if you guys really like it, then that's up to you, alright? But I want to hear your thoughts, alright, in the comment section, alright? So, this is help our leader, Magni, and you guys, and the Walking Dead, figure out 27 minutes signing off. So, next video, you guys. Love you. Peace out, you guys.